그러면 첫 번째 뉴스 포커스 살펴보겠습니다. 오는 14일 세계적인 거리예술가 뱅크시의 그림이 담긴 중고 트럭이 경매에 나옵니다. 이 트럭의 가치는요, 무려 16에서 24억 원으로 매겨졌는데요. Let's listen to the story.
A 31-year-old truck covered in graffiti by provocateur Banksy is headed to auction later this month. The official name of the piece is a mouthful. Turbo Zone Truck, laugh now, but one day we'll be in charge. When the gavel falls, the truck is expected to fetch close to $2 million. As critics have said, it represents a new high watermark of quality for Banksy's works. Banksy is an anonymous England-based street artist who rose to prominence in the late 1990s.
네, 한 20년 전 큰 생각은 없이 이렇게 페인팅을 한 게 아닌가 싶습니다. 지금 보이는 라디오로 보여드리는 이 트럭이에요. 그때 부탁을 받고 어떤 축제를 위해서 이렇게 멋진 그래피티를 했다고 합니다. 그 당시만 해도 그냥 무명의 아티스트였는데 20년이 지난 오늘날 무려 한 20억 원 정도의 가치가 나갈 거라고 해요. 이 트럭 자체의 가치는 지금 없는데 이 그림으로 인해서 굉장히 비싼 트럭이 됐습니다. The 31-year-old truck covered in graffiti by provocateur Banksy is headed to auction.
Yes, that word, it's another French word. Like yesterday we had maneuver, today we have provocateur,
Yep.
but it's used in English. And so a provocateur, it may ring a bell with some of our listeners who know the English word provoke.
Yeah.
And of course, that's where it comes from. So a provocateur refers to a person who deliberately behaves in a controversial way
Yep.
in order to provoke an argument or some kind of emotional response.
선동가라는 뜻이 있습니다. Now, the official name of the piece is a mouthful.
Yes, it is. This is the official name of the piece. Turbo Zone Truck, laugh now, but one day we'll be in charge. It's very long.
It is.
And a little bit challenging to say. And when something is that way, you can use this expression, that's a mouthful. For example, my hometown is Saskatoon. Saskatoon is in the province of Saskatchewan
Oh.
in the country of Canada. So when people ask me where I'm from, I can say, well, it's a bit of a mouthful, but I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada.
그러네요. 그것도 굉장히 긴 이름이네요. 이렇게 긴 이름을 얘기할 때 it's a mouthful 그러면 입안 가득 찬다라는 그 그림을 좀 생각하시면 될 것 같은데요. 사실은 이제 단어가 어떤 표현이 길다라는 겁니다. 이 트럭의 제목이 굉장히 길거든요. Turbo Zone Truck, laugh now, but one day we'll be in charge가 이 트럭의 제목입니다. 이 작품의 제목이요. And we'll look at one more expression here. When the gavel? How do
Gavel?
Gavel. There we go. The gavel, falls, the truck is expected to fetch about $2 million.
So we've talked about auctions before, and we've used the expression to go under the hammer.
Hammer, yeah.
Yes, indeed. So a gavel is the actual name of that hammer. You can call it a hammer, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you want to be a little bit more specific, you can call it a gavel. That's G-A-V-E-L.
아, 보통은 go under the hammer라고 하는 게 경매에 붙여진다라는 잘 알려진 표현인데 엄밀히 말하자면은 어떤 경매에 쓰는 망치를 gavel이라고 한다고 합니다. Let's listen to the story one more time.
A 31-year-old truck covered in graffiti by provocateur Banksy is headed to auction later this month. The official name of the piece is a mouthful. Turbo Zone Truck, laugh now, but one day we'll be in charge. When the gavel falls, the truck is expected to fetch close to $2 million. As critics have said, it represents a new high watermark of quality for Banksy works. Banksy is an anonymous England-based street artist who rose to prominence in the late 1990s.
Moving on to Argentina, 두 번째 뉴스 포커스입니다. 아르헨티나에서 다시 자본 통제가 시작된 현지 시간 2일, 현지 은행 앞에는 이른 아침부터 출금하려는 수십 명의 고객들로 북새통을 이뤘다고 하는데요. Let's listen to the story.
The Argentine government has slapped new currency controls on its citizens in what many are calling an about-face by the country's president. According to a government decree, the central bank is now authorized to restrict purchases of dollars. As of yet, there are no restrictions on withdrawing US dollars already in personal accounts. The move comes after opposition candidates pulled off a stunning upset in the country's primaries, throwing the economy into turmoil over fears of a return to previous interventionist policies.
네, 아르헨티나 정부의 발표로 인해서 이제 현지 시간 2일, 우리 시간으로는 어제부터 연말까지 기업은요, 외화를 사들이거나 송금을 할 때 중앙은행의 허가를 꼭 받아야 되고요. 수출 기업 같은 경우에는 수출로 인해서 번 외화는 즉시 아르헨티나에서 다시 팔아야 된다고 합니다. 자, 개인의 경우 한 달에 $10,000까지만 매입을 하거나 송금할 수 있는 그런 출금 조치라고 해야 될까요? 그렇게 내려졌습니다. Now the Argentine government has slapped a new currency control on its citizens. Let's look at that.
Well, I think our listeners may be familiar with the word slap. We often see it in dramas when there's some conflict between people. There was a few years ago the very famous kimchi slap, where
yes.
one of the main characters was slapped with a
I remember that.
thing of kimchi. However, in this case, to slap something in this case means to apply it or to put it somewhere, and there's a connotation that it was done either quickly or forcefully, like a slap.
그렇죠. 뭔가 부가하다 아니면은 발표하다라는 뜻이 있는데요. 보통 굉장히 놀라운 어떤 발표이거나 아니면은 큰 타격을 주는 조치가 발효가 된다든지 부가가 될 때 이렇게 slap는 확 치다라는 뜻이잖아요. 그런 동사가 쓰입니다. And this is what many are calling an about face by the country's president.
That's right, because the country's president had been trying to avoid these types of policies, and now he has gone and done the exact opposite.
Yeah.
And that's what the expression an about face means. It means a complete change of opinion, policy, or direction.
Don't you use this in the military?
I don't, but people in the military,
Okay.
I'm kidding, but people in the military do. If any of our listeners served in the Korean military, but maybe as a katusa with some work in the U.S. Army or military, they do indeed say, about face! Turn
그리고
around.
좌양좌, 우양우 이거를 이렇게 표현하는 것 같아요. 그래서 about face는 완전히 180도 돈다는 얘기인데 아르헨티나 정부가 그전에는 외환 거래를 좀 장려하는 것 같았더니 이번에는 제한하는 조치를 취한 겁니다. 그래서 about face다. And according to this decree, the central bank is now authorized to restrict purchases of dollars.
Yeah, that word decree, be careful there. It's not a degree. A degree is what we get when we finish a program at a college or a university. But this is a decree, D-E-C-R-E-E, and that's an official order issued by some type of legal authority like a government.
네, 칙령 또는 법령이라는 뜻의 decree가 여기서 쓰였습니다. Let's listen to the story one more time.
The Argentine government has slapped new currency controls on its citizens in what many are calling an about face by the country's president. According to a government decree, the central bank is now authorized to restrict purchases of dollars. As of yet, there are no restrictions on withdrawing US dollars already in personal accounts. The move comes after opposition candidates pulled off a stunning upset in the country's primaries, throwing the economy into turmoil over fears of a return to previous interventionist policies.
I'm sorry, 선생님, but could you remind us what the quiz is?
No,
No,
I'm trying not to be nice.
you're not very
Remember, I
Canadian
warned
today.
you. All right, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, today's quiz. If a foreign visitor approaches you and asks, "Can you please help me?" The best way to answer is, number 1, yes, of course. Number 2, fine, thank you, and you? Number 3, run.
짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045로 보내주시고요. 무료 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. 총 5분께 추첨을 통해서 쿠링 스포츠 젤 보내드릴게요. 노래 듣고 와서 세 번째 뉴스 포커스 살펴보겠습니다. This next song is Martika, Toy Soldiers. 자, 다음 뉴스 포커스입니다. 농림축산식품부와 해양수산부가 오늘부터 농수산물 원산지 위반 신고 보상금을 최대 1,000만 원으로 올리기로 했는데요. Let's listen to the story.
Korea's Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs and the Ministry of Maritime Affairs and Fisheries are set to increase rewards for reporting violations regarding country of origin for agricultural and fisheries products. The ceiling will be raised from 2 million won to 10 million in large-scale cases, but people who sound the alarm in smaller cases will also receive increased awards. Government officials hope that the increased rewards will create a grassroots movement.
네, 원산지를 표시하지 않았던지 아니면은 거짓으로 표시한 업체를 신고하게 되면은요. 지금까지는 최고 포상금이 200만 원이었는데 이게 오늘부터는 1000만 원으로 올라갑니다. 그러니까 농수산물 원산지 위반에 대한 신고 포상금 얘기입니다. Korea's Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs and the Ministry of Maritime Affairs and Fisheries are set to increase the rewards for reporting violations regarding country of origin.
That was a mouthful.
That was a mouthful.
Country of origin. Well, that's a phrase that's actually very literal. That refers to the country where a product was produced and or manufactured. But it's a bit trickier than you think because think of something like a car.
Yeah.
The engine might be made in one country, the transmission in
Yes.
another, the tires in another. So what do you say is the country of origin for a car? Thankfully, in some cases like these products, it's a little bit easier.
농수산물 얘기인데요. Country of origin은 원산지라는 뜻이 되겠습니다. 농수산물의 원산지를 이게 잘못 표기한 것을 혹시 여러분이 아실 경우에 신고를 하시면은요. 그 포상금의 최고액이 200만 원에서 1000만 원으로 올랐다라는 내용이고요. 오늘부터 시작이 되는 겁니다. The ceiling will be raised from 2 mil to 10 mil.
Gonna raise the ceiling. So everybody, if you're in a building right now, look up. That's the ceiling.
Okay.
And
we have
of
a very
course,
high ceiling in
we
here.
do have high ceilings. That's the literal ceiling, but in this context, a ceiling refers to kind of an upper limit. So the upper limit had been 2 million won, and now it is 1000만 won.
네, 그래서 천장이라는 뜻이지만 여기서는 이제 그 포상금 최고액을 뜻하고요. 참고로 음식점의 원산지를 미표시했던지 아니면 잘못 표시했을 때 이거를 고발하게 될 경우에는 포상금이 기존 5만 원에서 오늘부터는 10만 원으로 오른다고 합니다. Let's look at just one more expression here. People who sound the alarm will also receive increased rewards.
Well, that phrase, to sound the alarm, means to alert other people about something dangerous, something risky, or something troublesome, or something that is not right. So it's, in a way, it's almost literal. It means to, alarm or to warn people.
Yeah. Absolutely. 경적을 울리다라는 뜻이 원래 이제 sound the alarm이 될 텐데요. 여기서는 고발하다, 신고하다라는 뜻이 되겠습니다. If you sound the alarm for any of these cases, you will receive more rewards than previously offered.
That's right. Even the lower limits have been raised.
Absolutely. And that was our third news focus story. Let's check the answer to the quiz now.
Nope.
What?
I'm
선생님.
still going on with my impolite Canadian. The answer to today's quiz, ladies and gentlemen, is number 1. You should say yes, of course.
1번이 정답이죠. Congratulations to our listeners that got this correct. 임지훈님, 황재희님, 0533 끝번호 쓰시는 분과 0164님과 3912님 모두 축하드립니다. 쿨링 스포츠 젤 보내드릴게요. 자, 오늘 월터 선생님의 표현 살펴볼 시간이 됐네요.
Well, let's go back and look at that expression, a mouthful.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a good one. We talked about that in News Focus 1, and we said that's a phrase that we can use anytime we want to say something that's very long, but it doesn't always honestly have to be long. It can be something that's a bit of a tongue twister. So it can be a short name, but if it has a difficult pronunciation, you can say that in advance. You could say, the name of this is a bit of a mouthful, but let me try. Or you can say it after the fact, after you've said it and maybe you're a little unsure. You can say blah, 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 blah. Oh boy, that was a mouthful.
뭐가 됐든 좀 발음하기 힘들거나 얘기하기 힘든 긴 문장 또는 어려운 문장일 때 It's a mouthful 이라는 표현을 쓸 수 있겠습니다. 아까도 이제 농림축산식품부와 해양수산부가 이제 원산지 위반 신고 포상금을 사실 굉장히 길잖아요.
That's
이것도
a
제가
mouthful.
It's a mouthful 이라고 음악 나가는 동안에 선생님한테 얘기를 했었는데 그럴 때 쓸 수 있는 표현이 되겠습니다. 오늘의 표현 그래서 It's a mouthful 이 되겠습니다. 자, 끝번호 7728님이요. 안녕하세요, 선생님들. 출근할 때마다 모두 잘 듣고 있어요. 오늘은 듣다가 반가운 캐나다 지역이 제 귀를 자극해서 처음으로 메시지를 보냅니다. 선생님 홈타운이 캐나다의 세스카츄안이라고 하셔서 저는요, 9년 전에 세스카츄안에 있는 PBI 식물생명공학 연구소에서 포스닥을 했었습니다. That's a mouthful.
헐.
세스카츄안 다시 가보고 싶은 도시인데요. 오늘도 행복한 하루 되시길 바라겠습니다.
And being the impolite Canadian I'm being today, I'm going to correct you. It's Saskatoon
I'm sorry.
for the city,
아.
Saskatchewan for the province. See, it is a mouthful.
네, 한글로 읽기도 힘드네요.
Saskatoon. That's the city.
Saskatchewan. 밴쿠버에서
발음이
오셨으면 참
좋으시네요.
쉬웠을 텐데. 알겠습니다. Okay, well, thank you so much, 선생님.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for this listener for touching base on Saskatoon, and we'll see everybody next time.
All right. Well, coming up in hour 2 of Morning Special, we have our daily segment, Say What? And we also have Travel with Alex. Let's get to that with this song in the background. It's Wind of Change by the Scorpions.
Passing by, listening to the wind of change.